publishing it to the Play Store, maybe. Maybe, who knows? Um, okay. What kind of games do you make? I just make small games like arcade games, you know? Sadly have no plot. What kind of games? I was planning on making games like Omori. Amazing, yeah. I think this is actually the scope of your project, that being a game similar to Omori, is actually amazing. Okay? Because it's a JRPG that's more art focused. It's totally doable. If you have a small team, you can totally do it. Amazing. Pursue that. I want you to pursue that. It's very doable, okay? Undertale was made by like two people, Toby Fox and Timmy Chang. Emori was made by a couple of people. Like I said, do it, okay? It's very possible, okay? Um, yeah, Emori is awesome. Wait. Why is the chat moving? Wait. What kind of games do you recommend for a beginner to try and make? An amazing question. Of course, I would highly recommend that people start with sort of arcade games like Pong, you know. And I just realized like 70 people left. I think they thought the meeting is over. So like I'm gonna teach you how to download it real quick. We're not done. We're gonna download the engine. No, we're not done. You guys can see. You should be able to see the entirety of my screen now, right? Can you see it? Just to confirm. Can you see my screen? Wait. Okay, good. Um, so in order to download Godot, go to your browser like Google or whatever. Okay. Um, Now we're gonna type the words Godot. Okay. Just type the words Godot and press enter. Sorry treating you like babies right now, but like beginners, am I right? Uh, Click on the first link. Okay. And you will see the website for Godot. So we're gonna take some time to kind of inspect it. We can download it from here, but I want to inspect the Godot sort of website. This is the official Godot website. It's an organization, by the way. It's not for commercial use. So here we have updates made to the engine. So the development of the engine is actually really healthy, as in, you know, every 3 months we pretty much get a new version of Godot with new features. So the sort of development plan is really healthy and amazing. As you can see here, we have like two, like sort of headlines. Oh, dev snapshot, Godot 4.6. You know, that's not out yet. Coming from day one, you know, just a lot of news. And here we're talking about how Godot itself is like so easy and like amazing. First of all, it's innovative. Godot's node and scene system gives you both power and flexibility to create anything. Okay, literally, it is so easy, and it gives you like so much like flexibility and also power, you know. Secondly, it talks here about how you can use the right language for the right job. Um, you can use GD script, C sharp, or C++. And I forgot to mention, by the way, you can use other languages, but it's unofficial. For example, Python is actually supported. Python is supported in Godot, but it's not official. You're gonna have to get an extension, and you're not gonna find many learning resources, but also a lot of other languages are supported, like Java, I think, Kotlin. What's the other one called? Rust. Rust is really popular, like as an unofficial language. Yeah. And here's talking about how Godot itself is a dedicated 2D engine. Okay. You can make gorgeous games in it. And it's also a powerful 3D engine. Now, is it powerful as Unity? Currently, like when it comes to 3D, it's almost like caught up to Unity, like Unreal. It's not like, apparently it's missing a couple of features. And like there's the whole like Unity asset store. But other than that, like I'm telling you, in a couple like years, like 1 or 2 years, I think Godot will exceed Unity. And you can also deploy to anything. So if you see, I actually sent you my games on the chat, right? The thing about my games is that you can play them without downloading. Why? Because I exported them to something called HTML5. So you can play them on the web, okay, without download. And I also exported them to desktop. And I can export them to mobile and iOS and Windows and Linux and Mac with the press of a button, literally. So Godot can be used to make mobile games, desktop games, and web games. And if you want, you can export to the Nintendo eShop if you have a publisher. Of course, also to the Sony store and the Xbox store. If you have, of course, an official publisher, not anyone can do that. But you can do it eventually. And here it's talking about how Godot is open source. Anyone can like sort of contribute to it. Someone asked a question, don't you have to code multiple functions for it to run on all that's the beauty of it. No, nothing. Literally, I have to code one thing, and then I can export to Android, to iOS, to Windows, to Linux, to Mac, and to the web. Okay, and can you imagine? It's absolutely amazing. Like I myself like use it so much. It saves so much time. Okay. ايش الفرق بين Godot و GD Develop 5? GD Develop 5 is not related to Godot at all. Okay, there is nothing. It is a completely different engine from completely different people. What about the controls, like the screen? Okay, yes. Actually, about the controls, for example, on the web, you have mouse clicks, right? And also on the mobile, you have touch. So these things are actually really similar. But yeah, you have to, bro, how to download? We're gonna download it in a bit. I'm just gonna show you like, I'm gonna show you like how to like, I'm kind of giving you a bit about the engine. Like, can you give us your LinkedIn? My LinkedIn like has nothing, sadly. Like I have it, but like it's pretty empty. Um, okay, so get involved. This is if you want to like contribute to Godot. This is a Godot Foundation. Like I said, Godot has no owner. They're just a group of people. You can donate to them, but like, yeah, these people are like sponsored. Godot is sponsored by these people. JetBrains, if you know what they mean. You can donate too. And I really, really want to show y'all the games made in Godot. Okay, so these are just a couple of popular games created using Godot. We have Dog Walk, like we said, Buckshot Roulette, these games. This game looks cute. Oh, Window Kill is really awesome. All these games are created in Godot. You might have heard of this one, Cassette Beasts. It's like Pokemon, but like not really. And if you notice some of these games. Buckshot Roulette is on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation and Xbox and Linux. So it's a game made in Godot, and it actually got released to consoles. It just shows that Godot is no joke. A VR game. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention because it's a bit obscure, but yes, in Godot, you can make VR and AR games. This game is really awesome. Markiplier played it. Indo-Parasitic. It's a horror game. It's amazing, honestly. Dome Keeper. You probably heard of it. I think it's another roguelike. Potato. Oh, X Zodiac is amazing. It looks like a PS1 game. All these games are made in Godot. And they forgot to add Sonic Colors for reasons. Blog. Okay, fine. I'll teach you how to download Godot. So look, uh, click on here. When you open it, you will see this. Click download latest, and you're gonna see, look, you're gonna see this. You're gonna have two options. One, you have the standard edition, and two, you have the .NET edition. So the .NET edition contains something we call C# support. So if you're going to program using C#, you get this one. But if you're not, which we are going to do, we're not going to use C#, we're going to use GD script, just choose this one. Okay, just ignore this. And voila, it's going to download. And can you just imagine that the Godot engine is only 73 megabytes? Can you imagine the zip file? Okay. So, first of all, I'm gonna right click on it. Okay, and I'm gonna click on extract all. Okay, so I'm gonna extract it somewhere. Okay, so I'm gonna choose where to extract it. I would recommend your desktop. Okay, so ideally create a new folder. Name it anything. Name it Godot, but because I already have something named Godot, I'm gonna name it Godot like 2025. Name it anything, okay? And select this folder, and here select it and extract, and done. You're gonna see here that you're gonna see a new folder. I'm sorry. Oops, oops, oops. As you can see, yeah, it works with a laptop with 2 GB RAM. It will. We're gonna see a program, the folder you created, Godot. Inside of it, you're gonna see two things, okay? The console version, just ignore it. It's not important. This is your program, okay? So, basically, I'm very sad to see your Windows icon. What? In the middle of taskbar. I'm using Windows 11. What? What does that have to do with anything? Uh, okay, so wait, that's not Windows. Wait, that's the Haskell logo. It's another thing. Whatever. Yeah. Just click on it. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna take a second, and so look, because I already program games, I already have all of these games, okay? But for you, it's gonna be empty. Windows 10 team. Yeah, for you, there will be nothing here. These are my projects, okay, my games. Okay, so right now we have not yet, by the way, we have not entered the game engine yet. This is the Godot Project Manager. So right now, I'm gonna try to create our first project. Okay, so I'm gonna click on Create, New Project. I'm gonna name it. So I don't know what to name it. Name it anything. I'm gonna name it my my cool game. Okay. Worst name ever, but just ignore it. And it's actually the sort of like project. It's gonna be in your documents by default. If you don't want it to be in your documents, you can just change it. But honestly, I just keep it in my documents. And with this, just choose compatibility, so it runs on older devices. For the version control, just choose none, and choose edit now and create. Okay. And bam. Wait. Okay. Here it is, the Godot game engine. So I'm gonna give you a quick tour right now. So first of all, um, where do we even start? Okay. What do we see here is like a 3D plane, right? So here you can see, you can kind of, if you were to make a 3D game, you would make it here, but we're not actually going to make a 3D game. We're going to make a 2D game. So, uh, intimidating. No, it's not intimidating. Don't worry. It looks so much like Blender. It is. So you have to go up, and we see we have a couple of tabs here, right? We're going to choose 2D, and yeah, that's what we want. So here we can kind of see a preview of our game. This is, by the way, the XY plane. So here we have the X, محور السينات وهنا محور الصادات. This is the Y, this is the X. Um, Here we have what's it called? The screen size. Okay, this blue border is the screen size. Okay, and as you see here we can see our files. Okay, so if you want to add sprites, you basically add them to this, okay, to your file system or audio or music. And this is basically our repository. We just have one picture here in every project. It's just the Godot default. So if you want to do a quick test, you just use it. So yeah, here you can see your files and they appear here. But that's not important right now because what's important here is the scene tree or the node tree. Here you can finally create nodes or scenes. So here we have three options. We have create root nodes, right? Then we say that trees are they need to have a root and children, right? Well, they don't need children, but they need to have a root. So we have the 2D scene as a root, or a 3D scene, or a user interface. Well, you can actually see all the other types of nodes. You got the animated sprite, we talked about it. You got the collision shape for hitboxes. You got all the user interface nodes. By the way, the color does matter. The blue nodes are all 2D. They're under 2D nodes. The red nodes are 3D. Okay? And the white nodes are not related to dimension, okay? They work with both 2D and 3D. But generally speaking, they're not related to dimensions. The purple nodes, on the other hand, they operate on both 2D and 3D, but they also do consider dimension, So the white one doesn't really understand dimension. It's not aware, but the purple ones do. Um, Here we have some networking nodes. Here you have timer nodes. Really important, really awesome. Green ones are for user interface. They're very similar to 2D ones, but specifically for buttons, for text, for menus, your main menu, your pause menu, you use these ones. Godot makes it very easy and fun. So now let's try to create like a character scene, okay? The main character. Actually, no. Before that, I'd like to create the main scene. Okay, so I'm gonna choose a node 2D, which is like a basic node with nothing in it. Okay, so as you can see, when I chose it, it immediately appeared in the node tree. Okay, so I'm gonna double click on it and I'm gonna rename it to game. Okay, and then I'm gonna press enter and I just renamed the node to game. I couldn't find the collision node. Don't worry, it's there. I'll show you where it is. So now we kind of created a basic scene that kind of has nothing. Let's do a simple test. Let's give it a child. So we choose it and we give it a child. Add child node. And I'm going to go to the user interface. Okay. I'm going to choose the color rect. It stands for color rectangle. So I'm going to choose it. And as you can see, it got added here as a child. So I'm going to rename it to background. خلفية يعني. And as you can see here, on the screen, we have a little white square or a rectangle. So I'm gonna make it bigger so we can think of it as like a background. Okay, it covers up the whole screen. See, this is the screen. Okay. And um here, so look, notice this thing. We call this the inspector. Basically, it inspects the nodes. So notice when I choose the 2D node, you see game, and here you see all the information about it. Okay? Kind of all the attributes and variables. I know it's overwhelming, but don't worry, we're not gonna go over all of this. And then when I'll tell you how to change this color. And then when I choose background color, notice it changed. Now we see the stuff of the color rect nodes. So now make sure you choose not game, but choose background color so we can access its attributes, its data. Okay, the inspector shows us the data inside each node. Okay, so I'm gonna choose the background node. I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna change the color data. So I'm gonna click on this, and I can choose any color. Wait, nice. Why don't we go for cool sort of blue? Okay, and I'm just gonna click anywhere, and that's it. So why don't we go back to the game scene, I mean the game node, and add another child, Miku Blue. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. We're going to add another child, this time a label. So we're going to go in the UI stuff. We're going to go into the label. Okay, or you can search label. Label. Even you can like do something like label. No, you can't do that. Actually, yes, look, I typed label, but without the A and E, and it still appeared. So click on it. It appeared here on the corner. So let's rename it from label. Let's double click it. I'll rename it to message. And then press enter. So as you can see here, we can see the information of every node, right? But I want to change the information of the node here. So I click on it, and then I go to the right, and I see the first thing is text. That will be displayed on the label. So I'm going to type, for example, hello world, okay? And notice, when I typed it, it appeared here. So basically, let's try to understand. The nodes that I put here, okay, I can access their information, their data, if I click on them, and they will appear in the inspector. And I can change their data, and I can see it. Okay? There's so much like data, you don't have to worry about all of it. So much data. But here we can zoom in like this. We can see that I'm going to choose the message and move it. Okay? Move it with this, the move mode. And then move it. Okay, we can see. Let me try to move it to the middle of the screen. And voila, we kind of have a little test. So what I'm going to do now is go to scene and then save scene, okay? This will save the current scene. And I will be prompted to save it, okay? I will save it somewhere where it will be saved here. Do you see all of this? It's going to be saved here. Okay? And we can choose a name for it. Because we named the root node game, the, what's it called? The name of the file will just, by default, is going to be the name of the root node. But you can change it. Instead of game, maybe you can change to it my game. But I would recommend just keeping it as is. And finally, just save it. So as you can see, the file system changed. When I saved this scene to my computer, you can see it here, game.tcn. So for example, I want to close this scene, okay? I will close it here. How can I open it? Okay, is it gone? No, I already saved it on my computer. I double click, bam. Even if you go back to your PC, go back to your documents, go to look for the name of your game. I named it My Cool Game, right? Or like My Cool Game. There it is. There it is. Game.tcn is now saved on my computer. Okay, here it is. Now I'm going to run the game. Now, how can I run the game? I basically go to here. I can either press F5 or just run the project. Okay, I'll press it, and it's going to warn me. ما اقدر انا ارسم او اضيف صورة كغرافية؟ طبعا يمديك، بس حاليا حنا يعني بسيط، نبغى بس نتعلم الاساس. اوكي. uh, is gonna warn me. No main scene has ever been defined. Please choose one. So every game kind of needs the scene that will play at the start. Okay. Usually it's gonna be a title screen, but we don't have a title screen, so we're just gonna select the current scene, which is this one. Okay. Select current, and let's see what's gonna happen. Bam! It worked. We officially ran a video game. Okay. There's no game, but we made a scene. This is our first official scene. Okay, we learned how we created a root node and how there is a background and how there is a message. Okay, so we learned all of this. One scene down, 10 billion to go. No, hell no. In the example project we'll learn about tomorrow, we're only gonna make like 4 scenes. Okay, not 10 billion. Four. Okay, 4 scenes or 5. Okay, we're not gonna do that many. We're not gonna do a billion. Okay, so uh I kind of want to introduce you now to some. What app do you use? This is Godot. We're doing Godot. You have to be. Today, everything is about Godot, okay? Uh, okay, okay. So, right now, we're going to go to project, okay? And project settings. And we are going to see a lot of stuff, okay? I honestly don't even know most of the stuff. But basically, here, we want to go to window. I'm gonna click on window under display. If you don't find it, go here, look for window. Okay, you will find window. And here we can control the sort of dimensions of the game. Okay, the pixels. Sometimes we do 920. Usually we do like 920 by 1080. Okay, we do this sometimes. But for this game, I think I'm gonna do 720 by 360. Okay, and now we're gonna close. And notice that, actually, wait, I apologize. I meant the other way around. I meant 360 by 720 because it's gonna look like a mobile game. Notice, what? Why is it retrieving? Oh, there it is, finally. Notice I'm sorry, it's hard to see because I chose blue. So, okay, wait. I'm gonna move the background real quick. Notice, when I changed the width and the height in the project settings, the screen here changed too. So this is indeed the screen of the game. Okay. So now I just kind of have to reshape this, but I don't actually have to reshape it because it's a green node. It's a UI node. It has these special properties, presets. I can choose the full screen preset and notice what's going to happen. Wait. Oh, it's going to behave weird. Wait, never mind. Forget I said that. That's not going to apply here. We're just going to reshape it. It covers the whole screen. It doesn't. Don't worry about like the edges, and of course the label is way out. So just move it too. So now I want to save the scene, and then run. Even your phone. Look, now our project kind of looks like a phone game. Why does it look like that? Because I changed it here in the settings under window. And also under window, I want you to change something, okay? I want you to go to stretch, okay? Under window, go to stretch. The mode, I want you to choose canvas item. And the aspect ratio, choose keep. And that's it, close. Now, why did I do that? It's so our game can like stretch properly. Because usually weird stuff happens. آه باقي 4 دقائق وبنخلص. Okay. So yeah, this was just a simple test. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be done in a couple of minutes. Yeah. So I'm just gonna delete the message. We don't need a message, okay? It's really not necessary. So right now we just have game, okay? So right now I have a task for you. I have a bit of homework. Not really homework, but shouldn't you use canvas layer? Yes, I should. I should have used it. Thank you. It probably would have been a much better choice for the background. We can change its type to canvas layer. Canvas layer is like it's better for like your main scene, especially because it has a background. And now because it is a canvas layer, now we can change this. Now it's actually the correct size. So, okay, y'all. I have not really homework, but I want you to download the engine. Okay. After you download the engine, I want you to basically create this scene that I created, right? I created a canvas layer. Okay, this is a canvas layer node. Canvas layer. You can find it here. You just it's one of the main ones, right? Wait. Canvas layer, here it is. I want you to create it and name it game, and then save the scene like we did. And then finally, I want you to add a child, okay, a background, and basically change like the color. And finally, I just want you to go to the project settings and set the width and the height, viewport width, and finally the stretch mode. And that's it, okay? And make sure you can run it. Make it mobile. It looks like mobile, but it's actually going to be like a PC game. Um, what? Okay, it cannot run on a calculator. I kind of lied when I said it can run on a potato. Looks like some. Okay, guys, thank you so much for attending. Inshallah, tomorrow at the same time, we will start programming our first 2D game. Okay? So, please do what I told you. Download the engine and create this. Please. Okay, I will not like ask you for it. It's not homework, but if you want to learn, you have to try. Okay? It's like any skill, like drawing, swimming, driving. You have to Yeah, you have to try. Yeah, في شهادة حضور, but it's after the third day. For your own, exactly, for your own benefit, okay? Thank you for attending.